I didn't have a Floyd Mayweather to stand behind me and tell me, about what's right and what's wrong.
Davis's corner. So you have Coach Calvin, and Coach Calvin is the head trainer, and you have Coach Kenny, who really specializes on preparing game plans specifically for opponents.
Ahead of his rematch with Lamont Roach, Gervonta Davis has reconnected with Floyd Mayweather. Mayweather claims that he is still in favor of Gervonta and is pleased with all of his achievements. He claimed he doesn't take things personally. If Gervonta speaks up and compared her to a child, Floyd expressed his desire for Gervonta to win and his belief that he will give the impending battle more strength and determination.
Tank vents out on social media. He's been through a lot, throughout his life. But I take my hat off to him. I'm proud of him. Saturday night we had a game plan, and a lot of times when he says certain things on social media, I say, he's to me, he's still a kid. And when I was that age, I probably would have did the same thing. I didn't have a Floyd Mayweather to stand behind me and tell me, about what's right and what's wrong. He got the job done, but my hat off to Ryan Garcia, tough competitor, tough fighter, and the best man won.
Gervonta Davis is shown in recent video from his Las Vegas training facility honing his abilities. In anticipation of the rematch, each sparring session seems to be well planned. Increased endurance, accurate footwork, and complete participation in drills have all been reported by observers. Insider footage shared by sources shows a laser Davis who maintains optimal conditioning and a razor-sharp mentality. This atmosphere indicates strategic evolution for a big fight, not simply standard preparedness. Floyd Mayweather publicly backed Gervonta after he split from Mayweather Promotions. He emphasized self-determination and commended Davis's desire, saying, "More power to him." Floyd's position strengthens their relationship by recognizing Davis's desire to set his own professional path, even after they split up. Floyd's delight in Davis's development and Gervonta's will to take charge of his own are two sentiments that highlight respect for one another. Both describe a mentor-protege dynamic based on empowerment as opposed to ownership.
Taking a kid that come from the same background as you and helping them and put them in a position to become a multi-millionaire. You meet a kid, he come up to you for an autograph. You sign an autograph for him, then I tell him, in a few years when you get older, I'm gonna work with you and I'm gonna make you world champion someday. Years later, I started working with him, helped him, pushed him to be great. And if he feels like, he's grew wings where he can fly and become his own boss, more power to him.
Mayweather is still keeping a careful eye on Davis's career, especially his position on the pound-for-pound list. Because of his connections to Mayweather Promotions, there were worries that Davis was not getting P-for-P recognition. Floyd responded to this by saying that talent shouldn't be penalized by such associations. His backing has turned into a cry for justice and acknowledgement, reaffirming that Davis should be given priority regardless of team affiliation. This support is a reflection of mentoring. Floyd's concern goes beyond coaching and affects Davis's standing in the boxing community.
Gervonta Davis went to go somewhere in the pound for pound. I knew he deserved to be in the pound for pound. Absolutely. Do Terrence Crawford deserve to be in the pound for pound? Absolutely. But what about Gervonta Tank Davis? He deserved to be somewhere also in the pound for pound.
Why don't they give him that credit?
Because he was affiliated.
Davis has embraced full accountability in camp in an effort to eliminate any possibility of error. He has reassembled his inner circle from his prime by bringing back his loyal coaches. This action shows serious intent. Conditioning experts, sparring partners, and strategic thinkers who are aware of his approach have all returned. Through intense training, situational sparring, and high-pressure conditioning, they have recognized past mistakes and corrected them. This all-encompassing strategy guarantees Davis has no blind spots when he steps into the ring.
Was anybody else who is a Tank Gervonta Davis fan nervous watching that fight last night? I was nervous after like probably like the third round. I was like, yeah, I don't know about this. And here's the thing. I think we all know Tank didn't take this fight as serious as he should have. In the post-fight press conference, he said he didn't know what round it was. He said he lost track of the rounds. Like, that's not like him to do that. But I think he went in with the same game plan he typically does, where he just like wears these guys down and then kind of baits them into just a crazy uppercut counter. And if you saw in the 11th and 12th round, he was going for it, but he couldn't connect it because this Lamont Roach guy, he's fast, he's quick. And as a Baltimore native, I wanted Tank to win. I wanted him to win. The whole Be More DC thing, I wanted him to win. I don't know if y'all saw when Tank was getting his hands wrapped, he was yawning. Like, he didn't take it serious. But one silver lining is that he's probably not retiring now. He's got to take that rematch. And here's the thing, when he takes that rematch, when they do fight again, this fight, Tank's going to win this handily. He'll probably win it in like the 7th or 8th. But yeah, it wasn't a draw. Tank lost that fight. Yeah, he took a knee. Strategically, he took a knee, but he took a knee. Tank lost that fight, unfortunately. But I'm excited for that rematch. I feel like it's probably going to be the most watched boxing match in history.
Interviewed the news media took notice of Gervonta's separation from Mayweather Promotions. Call it a public disagreement, but the fact that it was so widely publicized made it all the more glaring. Floyd valued structure, whereas Davis desired independence. A story of mentorship put to the test by career aspirations was framed by that tension. Their reconnection now sparks fresh conversation. Reconciliation is viewed by observers as a strategic partnership as well as a means of closure. It appears that both men believe that while the breakup may have been necessary, getting back in touch now shows maturity and a common goal for the future.
I expect to get respect by letting me speak.
Thank you. Floyd, I want to switch gears real quick, man. Gervonta said, I'm not signed to a single soul. So is Tank now a free agent, or is he still signed with Mayweather Promotions?
Well, this is the Mayweather Deji press conference. So I'm here to talk about Dubai. I'm here to talk about entertaining the people, having fun. And I'm not here to talk disrespectful or bad about any fighter. You know, they say America is the land of the free. You know, so we live, we love, and we keep striving each and every day. That's what life is about.
Davis and longtime coach Calvin Ford are back together. Ford and Davis have a long-standing partnership based on mutual respect, discipline, and trust. They are once again in sync after their early partnership influenced championship performances. Strategic clarity is brought about by Ford's return. More than any outside coach, he is familiar with Davis's strengths, attitude, and inclinations. Now that Ford is back in camp, Davis hears his old voice again, one that provides stability and knows his in-ring spark.
100% correct. Personally, I had Gervonta Davis up a round, because whenever you have rounds where nobody's doing anything, I'm not just going to do what most people do, and especially people that don't like Gervonta Davis, which is just give the round to the other guy because Gervonta Davis didn't manage to knock him out that round. Okay, so this is Gary Russell Jr. clearly saying, man, no, I don't think Lamont Roach won that fight. You also had Al Bernstein, and Al Bernstein, I'm telling you, is a very, very straight, fair guy who I don't know if he was on that call, but he used to work with Showtime. I don't know if he was on there. I don't recall if I heard him. I think it was Rolly Ronaldo that was calling it. But Al Bernstein, who was a very, very objective person, said, hey, look, no, sorry to break it to you, but Gervonta Davis won that fight. Yeah, Lamont Roach put up a really good fight, but Lamont Roach was not dynamic. He did not do anything to really separate himself from Gervonta Davis. He just kept it equal. He just tried to keep it even the entire fight. And that's not enough, again, to take the belt from the champion. Now, I do want to say that the people that thought that Lamont Roach won, I don't have any problem with that. I really don't have a problem with it at all. I personally, again, had a point for Gervonta Davis, but I could see how those swing rounds really could go, depending on who's looking at it, really could go different ways, right?
The addition of Kenny Ellis adds still another level of planning. Ellis, a seasoned professional with a keen tactical sense, is in charge of performance, consistency, and technical improvement. His training prepares Davis to adjust dynamically by emphasizing round-by-round tactics and mid-fight modifications. Ellis's presence in the corner will be essential because he will live and analyze Roach's patterns, adjust Davis's placement, and reinforce pivots in the game plan. Ellis's analytical style and Ford's familiarity combine to create a potent coaching combination. Intangible chemistry is what defines the Davis-Ford connection. Ford is aware of Davis's innate proclivities, response styles, and the thought processes that lead to his best work. Their connection goes beyond traditional coaching. It's a combination of emotion, experience, and inner intuition. Particularly in times of stress, that energy, a combination of mutual belief and accountability, provides resilience and confidence. Davis arrives at this camp with psychological support in addition to physical readiness.
The fact that, that Lamont Roach was seen at a basketball game chugging a beer. And I would have added to the question that you see Lamont Roach out giving a bunch of interviews, doing the interview circuit, right? Kind of being a little bit out of character leading into the rematch. Do you think, and this is what Mill City asked, do you think that is something you guys are taking in consideration in preparation for the fight? And what Kenny Ellis said was, look, man, we're not falling for the banana in the tailpipe. We know what Lamont Roach brings to the table. And he says that Lamont Roach is, we're not believing that he's out there drinking or blowing up a bunch of weight and all of that. He says what most people say. Hey, we're going to prepare for the best version of Lamont Roach that is going to, that'll come for us. But the way that he saw the fight coming out was he said he sees it like the fight before. A lot of really crisp shots landing.
Concludes a video for today. Watch this space. More will be added soon.